hello, I'm Kråkan, also known as Corvus Cornix, and welcome to YACC, yet another Crowcast where I pick a game, I play it for a week, and then I'll talk about it. This week's game is Sonic the Hedgehog, and it was developed by Sonic Team and published by Sega in 1991. And the way I played it was on the Sega Mega Drive Classic Collection. And also there will be spoilers up ahead, just so you know. But first, a little backstory. Growing up, I was a Nintendo kid, and I never really got into Sega because we didn't have a Sega console when I was growing up. And it's one of those things where either you were a Mario kid or a Sonic kid. Back then it was a big deal, but you know, now nobody really cares about the old Sega and Nintendo wars, I guess. So the game starts you out in the Green Hill Zone, and it's the first level divided into 3 acts, 1 to 3. And the whole name of the game is to collect rings, and as long as you have a ring on your person, you can take a hit. So you're supposed to collect 40 rings or 40 plus something rings, and you have a chance at the end of the level to get into a bonus stage. And these bonus stages are a bit trippy. They're like a pinball maze, if that makes sense, with flashing colors. And you have a chance of earning a Chaos Emerald, and if you get all the Chaos Emeralds, you get a little better ending. I think the other games you turn like, you get like a superpower, you get invincibility, but this game just gets you another ending basically. So there are other power-ups as well. You can earn like a blue shield that makes you immune to hits or whatnot. I don't think you can walk on like lava or stuff like that, but it's like a shield for an extra type of protection. And then you can earn the red shoes. This game is kind of weird because it has a momentum base to it. So platforming is not ideal in these kind of games because you move very slow at the beginning, and as you pick up speed, it gets too fast. And the red shoes, the power up the red shoes, makes you go even faster. So it's like crazy. So you run into things and enemies and whatnot. And the enemies are one other thing. They are robots, right? But if you destroy them or jump on them, they release a small animal that's inside of it. I don't know why, but those cute kind of animals like squirrels and rabbits, I don't know. This evil kind of genius Dr. Eggman or Dr. Robotnik, I don't even know where to start with this guy. He's like a fat guy with like welding glasses and a big like Wario kind of mustache, and he has big machines, and yeah. So you traverse the stage, and at the end of the stage, Act 3, you get to fight Dr. Eggman or Dr. Robotnik. He's in this hovercraft with like a ball of chain, if that makes sense. You're supposed to jump on him and hurt him like 6 or 7 times or something. So there was a good strategy I learned. You just jump on him, go through as far as you can to the left so you don't get hit by this ball. So that's how I managed that. And then I entered the Marble Zone, and it's the same thing with all these levels. There are acts 1 to 3, and at the beginning of it you have like 2 stages, and at the end you have like a boss fight. So that's the whole point of it. Marble Zone kind of reminded me of Grease a bit, with like ruins and stuff topside, but underneath there's like pistons and lava and spikes and some block puzzles, switches, I don't know. And at the end you fight Robotnik and you defeat him again. So the whole point of this is that you beat Eggman at the end of every stage, and you save the animals, like the Metroid meme, I guess. Save the animals or don't save the animals. And then the next zone is Springyard Zone, which has a kick-ass soundtrack in my opinion. It's like a city landscape, and I love that background. And it's Act 1 to 3, and you fight Dr. Eggman or Robotnik at the end, and you free the animals. And then you have the Labyrinth Zone, which is like ruins and this nature kind of area. And there are some spikes, and there's like this part where you're underwater. I hate being underwater. For, you know, it gets me like, I get super anxious, I guess is the word. So there is a breathing mechanic, so the music kind of kicks up and it gets all fast, and if you don't get an air bubble, you die. And it freaked me out. I was like panicking, trying to find like an air source, you know, like a bubble, and I died. I was like, nah, damn it. And then you have the Spotlight Zone, same thing there, 1 act, 1 to 3. And it also has like a city landscape, and it's kind of those cool kind of these kind of old graphics that are kind of charming, and kind of got me. It reminded me a bit of like Blade Runner and stuff. Really cool. And as usual, you fight Dr. Eggman at the end of the boss. He's the end of the stage boss. And then you have the Scrap Brain Zone, which is in Act 1 to 3. And it's more of an industrial kind of area and space. And also Oh man, I this is the one that reminded me of Blade Runner. Oh, my bad. And then you get to the final zone where you beat Dr. Eggman, and he's in these pistons and try to crush you, but you, of course, defeat him and destroy his hovercraft. So yeah. So gameplay. This is basically a platformer. Traverse from left to right, collect rings, collect the Chaos Emeralds, beat Dr. Robotnik, and save the animals, basically. And the control, well, I played this on the Sega Mega Drive collection thingy. So every button, this is kind of the thing with Sega. I said this in like the previous video too. Like you have 3 buttons, A, B, C, and you have the D-pad. And ABC does the same thing. You basically jump. So that button jumps and you press down on the D-pad. If you have like a little momentum, you turn into a ball and you can roll into stuff. And yeah, that's basically it. And graphics. It's this awesome 8-bit graphics, charming and everything. Like in the beginning of the game, in Green Hill Zone, you have these palm trees, and for some reason it kind of reminded me of the 90s, because it's kind of one of those graphical views that are burned into your brain. I haven't played Sonic much back in the day, but a little bit, but that first level is ingrained in my memory, and I was like, well, this is a little bit edgy, you know, the edges are a bit jaggedy, but it's like, it fits the time frame perfectly. Sound and music. Masato Nakamura made the sound design and music, and there were a couple of others that helped on it, but the thing about Sega and the sound chip of the Mega Drive or Genesis is that everything sounds like it's been recorded in a tin can, and it's just a chip, I guess. The Super Nintendo had a better sound palette, if that makes sense, and it could do samplings and stuff. I mean, there are good examples of good soundtracks on the Genesis as well, and I know that. But yeah, so in conclusion, I wrote, yes, this is something you have to try. I mean, just play a couple of levels and see what you think. It's not that nice on the platforming side because of the momentum. As I said, if you go really slow, it's really slow before you build up the momentum. And once you get the momentum and run really fast, you run into things and enemies and stuff and fall down pits. And it never feels like you are 100% in control, if that makes sense. But I can definitely recommend this game. Or at least a cool thing that I did is watch a speedrun of this game. It's really cool. So anyway, thanks for listening and or watching, and take care.